IL, it affected his curveball. He's throwing more curveballs now, even though he knows and understands everything is set up by that fastball that runs so well. He's getting a ton of ground balls, keeping those guys busy, and that rate of 56.5% is the highest he's had in a long time, and keeping those guys busy behind him is quite nice because those DPs are valuable now for that bullpen too.
All right, certainly glad to have you hanging out with us tonight. Save some snacks for Gooby and I and Jose. We'll have a fun time. It's a gorgeous night at the Yard, and the Mariners, the Angels, all the action next.
Mr. Smoke, Mr. Smoke.
You, go ahead.
Since signing with MLB Network, you've been very busy. You've done pitching demos, game analysis, and color commentary for live games. How are you able to juggle so many roles as an analyst?
It just comes naturally, I guess.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions, only on MLB Network.
That's why he's a Hall of Famer.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
How the Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
Southern California. Temperatures have been mild all day long. It's a gorgeous night for baseball. If you have a few last-minute moments, get on over here and enjoy your Saturday night with us. Until then, thanks for inviting us into your home. J.P. Crawford, Mitch Haniger, Kyle Seager. When we take a look at 1 through 3, it's Ty France, Taylor Trammell, Jake Fraley, who has proven to be a pesky hitter, just earning the right to the big leagues. Young, talented Jared Kelnick is scuffling. We'll see if he gets hot before he leaves town. You hope not. Jose Godoy and Donovan Walton, Oklahoma State product, 1 through 9 for the Seattle Mariners. Alex Cobb makes his 8th start of the year. It's 3 wins, it's 2 losses. It's a 3.78 ERA. More than anything, it's a huge tick in strikeouts. Last time out, he pitched very, very well against Oakland. As a matter of fact, according to the advanced numbers, his best start of the year.
Yeah, he's been throwing the ball well his last 3 times out on the mound. My go-tos for him to be successful, keep that streak going, is get and make them swing and miss with a split. 24 strikeouts, a 271 slugging percentage versus his split. And late fastball movement, gets some ground balls with that 57%. There it is, ground ball action.
It's exactly what it is. Strike throwing son of a gun is Alex Cobb, and you better be ready because it's active and it's moving. Defensively for the Halos, Justin Upton is in left, Juan Lagares is in center, Taylor Ward is in right. On the infield, you'll be busy if he's on. Rendon, off the IL, good to have Iglesias back. There's Fletch, Walsh, And behind the plate, Stassi's been hitting since his return from the IL.
This is his first start since May 25th. .982 career fielding percentage at shortstop.
Dip and dive, lower part of the strike zone. Mitch Haniger takes strike one. He loved the approach for Crawford, but it was also a great pitch. The right fielder for this team, hitting .262 on the year, comes up empty with a big swing. His on base is .311.
Good sequence going already for Cobb against Haniger, although Haniger 3 for 6 against Alex Cobb. Fastball down, splitter down.
Here's another split-fingered fastball. There's that man again, Anthony Rendon. Infielders like this. You pitched like this. You hit the bottom of bats. Infielders like being engaged.
And when you work quickly like Alex Cobb has really picked up his pace this season, and you're getting a lot more ground balls, and you're getting a lot more action. You're on your toes. That's what you want as an infielder. Coming into the game, you know you're going to get some action. Mention that 57% ground ball rate for Alex Cobb, already 2 ground ball outs.
Stuff is different, but on nights you watch him pitch, and he's right, there must be a little bit of a kindred spirit feeling.
Oh,
Stuff is different.
But there's still some pretty good movement, too, on his fastball. It's never straight.
That's where it's similar.
Yeah, exactly.
Strike one. Looked like he straightened that fastball out to Kyle Seager.
And you don't see Kyle Seager, just like his brother, take a first pitch all that often. They're both up there hacking first pitch.
11 home runs on the season for Seager. Split-fingered fastball misses low. Kyle 2 of 9 with a double and a home run in this series. 33-year-old right-hander goes back out there with the splitter 1 and 2.
Throws that pitch about 42% of the time. Always an advantage this start of the day for a pitcher. You see Cobb in the sunshine. Very difficult for a hitter to read, especially secondary pitches.
Good take, 2 and 2, the count to Kyle. Climbing up that career all-time list, that's certainly a point of pride as a member of the Mariners. .218 career homers. That's not going to be one of those. It's a 3 ground ball out inning. Exactly the way Cobb likes it.
Nerds. My new money goal?
My new money goal?
We've got money goals.
Buy a place closer to my family down south.
Invest in Black-owned companies.
Invest in green companies.
Invest for my daughter's future and my retirement at the same time.
Have a better credit card
than her.
Whatever your money goals, NerdWallet knows the smartest ways to make them happen. Compare and find the smartest credit cards, mortgages, and investing accounts on NerdWallet. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
When we started our company, we simply wanted better sheets. But along the way, we've realized that softer, safer, organic cotton does so much more for the planet and for humanity. It helps your home become a force for good, because home is more than just an address. Home is our soul. Boll & Branch, organic sheets, bath, and home. Right now, try for 30 nights risk-free and get free shipping at bollandbranch.com.
Those fans and you are watching Justin Upton, Shohei Ohtani, and Anthony Rendon. Iglesias back there is in the cleanup spot. Max Stassi, Jared Walsh, Juan Lagares trying to get going tonight. It's Ward and it's Fletcher. Fletcher is penciled in by Joe Madden. Yusei Kikuchi, the 29 Japanese-born left-hander, goes to work. And he was interesting because he could have jumped into the MLB draft as an 18-year-old, actually thought about it pretty hard, played professionally, then came over a couple of years ago. Who is this man?
Yeah, his fastball velocity is going up this season. Average about 94. My go-to is to be successful against him today. His power, his fastball. He's given up 8 home runs versus his fastball this year. Drive first pitches, 381 with an OPS of 1190 on the first pitch you see versus Kikuchi.
Justin Upton, Shohei, Rendon getting things going. Four consecutive games here at home in which he has homered, back at the top of the order. His last 10 games overall, very good. All numbers for Upton as Kikuchi waits to get comfortable. 52nd start of Yusei's major league career. And he is winning the race to strike one and winning the race to 0-2 a lot this year. That's one of his bigger areas of improvement.
A lot more trust in his fastball. About 71% of his pitches between his four seam and cut fastball.
So 0-2, 30% of the time. His career is just a little bit above 2 out of 10 times, league average a quarter of the time. So way above the league average pitcher, winning that race to 0-2. And you think about it, 3 out of every 10 times, if you're at 0-2, you're in good shape. Because it allows you to do stuff like that. Breaking ball, Upton goes down on strikes.
Yeah, because you got to go up there and protect mode because he's around the strike zone. That slider looks like it's going to start in the strike zone, but it goes down and in. But that's a pretty good late break to a slider. 17, now 18 strikeouts with his slider this season.
They played together as prepsters. They obviously, with the man on the mound being a couple of years his senior, have gone through all the trials and tribulations of being a prep ball player in Japan and then making the move to the United States. And it's not their first matchup. Shohei gets to know his friend again with the home run.
Shohei, first extra base hit now into his 8th game for Shohei Ohtani. Uchimata, Shohei Ohtani. Yard, 16th of the season, second versus Kikuchi, jumping on the first pitch and doing the damage.
Reunited these two. Such a journey back to their teenage years and prior to that.
Boy, the heater, 94 miles an hour, ready for it. And he goes the other way. That's the power swing for Ohtani. 16th home run of the season. Now 30 extra base hits. After night he struck out 10.
4 for 8 now in his career against his old schoolmate, one of his mentors, a couple of years older, with a couple of home runs and a double against him. And it's 1-0 Angels. 1-1 the count on Anthony Rendon. Sub 300 on base, slugging .333. The man who 5 times in his career has earned MVP votes. What makes that interesting for Shohei, and we know he's superhuman on his own, is that Kikuchi this year against left-handed hitters as a left-handed pitcher has an opponent slugging percentage of .277.
Yeah, it's incredible. That's why you got to be aggressive against. He's around the strike zone, especially first pitch.
Rendon's got himself a base hit. That slider was up. Anthony took advantage.
Overall numbers for Kikuchi versus the Angels, 1-3 with 11.32 ERA. Is creating doubt right away in the first inning. It's a break ball that stays upstairs. Nice job by Rendon keeping those hands quiet and threw the baseball, catching it out in front, line at left field, base hit.
His second hit of the series. He's got a single. He's got a double now. And he's got 5 hits in June, Rendon. Good to have Iglesias back as he takes a fastball over the inside corner. Last played May 25th. Hamstring, not his friend, betrayed him, but now he's back and he's healthy.
Pretty healthy hack. Change up, split finger change up from Kikuchi.
Here's the thing, by the way, which frustrated everyone, including Jose more than anyone. He was hot. I mean, and starting to drive the ball. You see that swing there, like slug and make big differences in games with the bat. And so when you step aside, you hope you keep that timing.
Once again, Kikuchi's headed again 0-2.
What have hitters told you throughout your career, and even as a broadcaster, that, okay, I'm hot, now I'm on the DL, I can't do a lot with regard to hitting because I'm hurt? How do you keep your timing? You just try to
keep the hands going, and even look at its video. As long as you got your mental state there as far as your hands going through the baseball, you're going to be able to come back. Play with a guy that, when he was on the IL a couple of times in his career, George Brett, but when he came back, if he was hot, he came back, he was hot again.
Okay.
So he just stayed the course because he felt confident. Now, when you're struggling, then you get hurt, it's really difficult to get your time together. But if you're hot before you go on the IL, generally you come back with that same type of approach at the plate.
That slider, whether you're hot or not, has been a really tough pitch to deal with. He gets Upton with it. Now he gets Iglesias with it. He missed completely his spot to Rendon, but not that time to Iglesias.
Yeah, that's now 19 punch outs with his slider alone this year. That's a late break to it.
Fastball 96 miles an hour, missing in. That four-seam fastball averages just over 95 miles an hour, and it went right to swing and miss pitch. That whiff rate on his four-seamer, which doesn't happen very often, is almost 36%. And to me, if you get that many swings and misses on a four-seam fastball, it's all about all the other pitches around it.
Exactly. If you're able to throw your all-speed pitches and throw them in the strike zone, then you have that late life on it. It's not necessarily a four-seamer that's going to be upstairs. This four-seamer is in the lower third of the strike zone, pretty consistently, east to west with it.
Max fouls that one off. Quick note on Shohei's home run. It was 113 miles an hour. Went almost 440 feet.
Didn't take long to get out.
Third hardest hit home run, exit velocity wise, of his career. Good stuff.
Yes. You just marvel at what he did there because he pitched last night.
Right.
Struck out 10 batters, went 6 innings, and he's in the batter's box today and hits a home run his first at bat, first pitch he sees. It's really hard to explain that because it's very difficult just to move after you pitch, let alone go up there and face a guy's throwing 94.
That slider was key. I want to take that conversation deeper because I think people don't quite understand what the body feels like after you toe the rubber in the big leagues and work against fellow big league hitters. Look at Ippei. My goodness, fired up. Shohei.
Nerds. Oh, thanks. It's cool. I got it. Sweet unholy cobalt. Is Brad's card better than mine? Better sign-up bonus? Better travel perks? Is that how Brad took that trip to Barcelona? Wait, Barcelona? Barcelona?
Steve, I got it on NerdWallet.
Ah. You said all that out loud.
Want a better credit card? We've got you. From the best rates to the best rewards, for all your credit card questions, turn to the nerds.
They say nothing worth having comes easy, to which we say they must not have had our sirloin steak with garlic herb butter, because it takes less than 30 minutes to make. No, really. With Home Chef, you get more ways to have super delicious, super fresh meals that are also super easy. So even when you don't really have time to cook, you still have time to Home Chef. Get $90 off your first month at homechef.com. Also available at select stores. Home Chef. Delicious meets simple.
Good things come in Warby Parker glasses. Yes, in the glasses. You see, these lenses are scratch resistant, anti-reflective, and UV protective. So are these lenses. And these. These too. In fact, all of our lenses come that way, for free. And in these glasses, blue light filtering lenses. Clear, huh? You can add them to any frame for just $50. So that's the good stuff. Try our lenses risk-free for 30 days or try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
On framing presentation, Max Tassi is a master at it. He gains a lot of strength for his folks. And tonight, guys, with Alex Cobb, that presentation and that framing and that bottom thumb is the key to make it nice and efficient for a young umpire behind the plate like Jeremy Riggs.
Ty France leads things off. Max Stassi working with Alex Cobb. San Diego State alum, talented hitter. Take that further, Jose, the bottom thumb. How
Yes,
so?
Bottom thumb. Mike Scioscia taught me that. He goes, hey, bottom thumb's got to be facing that pitcher on that low pitch to make sure that it doesn't look like you're moving your glove down, but you're moving your glove just slightly up and catching the ball just under the baseball to present it better.
Another ground ball. Another opportunity for the Angels infield. Oh, baby. Jared, you held on.
That's a good scoop because that's one of those difficult hops as a first baseman. That short hop at him. 4 ground ball outs already for Alex Cobb. Long throw for Iglesias. First day back from the IL. From that outfield grass. And a nice little scoop on that short hop. Walsh.
Taylor Trammell. Breaking ball dives down and in under the swing. That's the traditional curveball that's part of the arsenal.
And if he's throwing it, that means that everything is nice and clean with those fingers now.
I'd stay away from Trammell. He is so quick on the inner half of the plate. And he is strong.
I listened to you having a conversation about the Mariners before the game, and in your research, you said just that. Make him hit it the other way, yes. Correct?
Especially with the soft stuff, that's splitter, even backdoor curveball, because he is super quick on fastballs inside. Now, he might swing over top of a curveball down and in, but a fastball, he's going to be on it.
Tried to grab the inside corner, just missed it. 2 balls and 1 strike to count.
Good job for Alex Cobb. Find out immediately where that pitch missed, but Gooby with that 2-seam fastball running back over the plate against lefties, it is imperative that he gets those calls early in the game too.
Fletch ranging. Fletch got him. He does have a quick bat, Mark Gubicza.
Those hands are really, really good, and since coming back from his assignment down to AAA, 4 for 13 with a couple doubles and a home run. Nice play by Fletch. It's almost Groundhog Day with ground ball after ground ball for Alex Cobb.
Feel like this, not on the shift, but more to the traditional, going to your left as a second baseman, spin and throw. Nice read there by Fletch on what was coming.
Got to feel like a kid again playing traditional second base. Jake Fraley takes a fastball that misses outside. 1-0 the count to the designated hitter. Jake back in the big leagues and cashing in this time.
That's a great splitter. So he could throw a first strike, establish that just like Shohei Ohtani did last night, and then you get that swing and miss out of the strike zone with the thing.
There's a swing and miss of the pitch out of the strike zone.
You know, Gooby, in my open, I was talking about Cobb. Even though he did gain some velocity, I am so glad he went back to who he was and used velocity just as a weapon when he need to.
Yeah, this is the show of a fastball at 95. This is show because you want the movement, and his better movement is 90 to 92 with his fastball.
Didn't mean to. Rolls that one to the right side. Iglesias with the glove in time. Welcome back. He was a man on a mission. It felt like he came 20, 30, 40, 50 feet to get to that ball, and then
everyone was converging at the same time. The glove flip. Ooh, you're glad that Walshy's okay.
And it falls in. And that's a strikeout. To the warning track, it's out of here. He struck him out swinging. And he lines one. It's gone.
Mr. Smoke, Mr. Smoke.
You, go ahead.
Since signing with MLB Network, you've been very busy. You've done pitching demos, game analysis, and color commentary for live games. How are you able to juggle so many roles as an analyst?
It just comes naturally, I guess.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions, only on MLB Network.
That's why he's a Hall of Famer.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Than that, huh?
That is so cool. Smiles. They got their gloves. They're ready.
Yeah, our fans are gloved up, by the way. A lot of gloves at the yard. Jared Walsh takes his shot. And by the way, we learned that Jared very athletic. We've noticed that around the bag. Very fortunate that that leg is okay and he's standing there nice and strong and firm, because he and Jake Fraley could have had a really bad collision around the bag.
Yeah, you're reaching back, and it almost like he has his foot flat on the base as Fraley's going down the line.
One and one the count to Walsh. .358 on base percentage. Slugging .561 this year. He's got 13 home runs. .96 miles an hour, 1-2 the count.
He's even touched 99 with his fastball this year.
Managed to get an effective take on that slider, which has been oh so very good. Kikuchi away from Seattle. Sorry, Gooby, has been really solid. A 3 ERA. It's a run higher at home.
Yeah, he's throwing the ball very, very well on the road and just taking that slider, even fastball away. A lot of room at left side of the infield. Just have to have that approach for Walsh. Looked like that's what he's trying to do. Punch it that way. I mean, a lot of room even down the left field line. Trammell playing way over in left center. So if he just stays back and hits it down the line, he could be running for a long time.
He's got one triple. He's got the speed for 3 if he gets it down there. That slider again. Boy, that is 4 strikeouts all on sliders.
And just about 20% his pitches this year are sliders.
Mike's Hard Lemonade brings us our hard play of the contest. Here it is.
Boy, this is a real tough play. What a play by Iglesias. Gets that baseball, all 3 infielders in that same general area, trying to find the base. Ooh, that was really, really close.
Lagares drives one into left center field. It's down. Off the wall on a hop. That's a couple of bases for Juan Lagares. He needed that, one of his last 25. That's got to feel good.
And also, again, jumping on a first pitch. You got to be aggressive. Those numbers don't lie for hitters against Kikuchi this year. Especially at OPS of 1190 on the first pitch put in play against him.
You've asked me so many times, Darren, about loading up early. Look what happens when he has time to go out there and get those hands back. Look at this. Slight pause and strike instead of being rushed to the baseball. So glad to see all that hard work paying off. With the hack attack practice yesterday, today the Angels were hitting loopy breaking balls off the machine. Good to see Juan get some results.
Yeah, he's had his moments. There's no doubt. I mean, with Mike Trout healthy, you're not going to get as much playing time, but he had a run end of May 21st to the 27th before this struggle where he was white hot. As Ward takes a fastball for a strike. Matter of fact, Lagares in that time, 10 of 26 with an on base of 407 and slugging well over 500. Hopefully he'll find his way back. Taylor 1 of 5 in this series. Godoy, nice job keeping it with him right in front. 1 ball and 1 strike the count.
That's technique to perfection as far as keeping the baseball in front as a catcher. Just keeping the shoulders square, staying down, and keeping the arms in position to keep that baseball in front, because that was well in front of the plate. It was a pretty big block there too, because you can get Lagares to third base with 1 out on a wild pitch.
Little roller foul, I'm told, down by the Mark Gubazov pregame set. That you might have ran into mom and or dad?
Yes. His parents here today, coming from Florida.
Joe and Samantha. We'd say hello to them over the air, but they're here.
They're here.
So
yes,
that's even better. Good to have Joe and Samantha in the house, Mr. and Mrs. Ward. The Ward home also includes his brother Wesley and his sister Kendall. No interest, 2-2.
That's a setup to try that slider down and in. Now, if you're Taylor Ward, you got to try to catch that slider before it gets down below the strike zone. Catch it out in front.
Outfield playing the other way. Infield to pull. Not dramatic, though. He does pull it. We'll do it again.
Well, Kikuchi got away with that one. Now got a lot more of the strike zone than we've seen from his slider. No, he has 21 strikeouts this year with that slider. He's given up 3 home runs.
The biggest change he experiences as he works the first time through the order and then converts it to the second is just more damage, higher slugging percentage. Swing and a miss at a fastball. Boy, it's tough to induce a swing at that pitch down, but he did. Every out, a strikeout.
Well, you're reading fastball. You're not thinking it's going to go that part and below the strike zone. You're trying to gear up for a fastball. That cutter was devastating. Ward tried to go down there and just hit it the right, unable to make contact. They're averaging nearly a strikeout per innings pitch this year for Kikuchi so far today, with already in 5 in 2 innings.
Here's Fletch. 0-1 the count as he goes after a pitch that's hittable for him, a fastball away. 2 of 7, couple of strikeouts in the series. .291 on base percentage thus far this year. Remember, when you think about Fletch and that on base percentage, he'll walk. It's not a crazy number. Of late he has been, but he's a career, 320 plus on base percentage guy, and was over 370 last year. Two and 1 the count.
He's looking for some contact. He hits it right field. Haniger with a pretty good throwing arm. 1 assist this year, 21 in his career in right field.
Yeah, to be exactly correct about David's career OBP, 337 in his career. Obviously tough to strike out, high contact rate for Fletch. These are the moments he has shined in the big leagues. So pops that one into the seats. We'll do it now, 2-2 the count. Fletch does something interesting, Gooby, that not all hitters do. Some, and it's not every time he steps in, but he really eyes the defense. He really, and it's not that he can completely control, but he wants to know what defense looks like out in front of him.
With his swing, though, he can shorten up his swing to punch a ball if it's to the right side of the infield. If there's a little bit more room on the left side, he'll turn to hold on to the bat a little bit longer to try to turn on it. Making contact with the 96-mile-an-hour fastball up and away. And he was on that. This is the baseball he might have to try to pull now with a down and in slider. Not easy to hit that one to right field.
Pitch has been almost unhittable tonight. He went to it, he left it up. It was flat. David did pull it, but in the air. The first out actually in play. 1-0 Angels lead it.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Hey Harold, how do you prepare for a big show?
Well, I just try to stay positive. Take it one show at a time and treat it just like any other show.
How do you feel about the other analysts you work with?
It's a great group of guys. We're all on the same page. I'm just happy to be here.
What's your prediction for the season?
We'll see what happens. It all comes down to execution in the studio.
The pro player answers. He's still got it.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions on MLB Network.
J.P. Crawford's into every single pitch, every single at bat from his teammates. Has a great time now, obviously with the hardware as a Gold Glover, and Perry Hill, the first base coach, infield instructor. says this guy puts in the time, and he has become a more confident player, fielder, and hitter. I think we've seen the example against the Angels coming into today. 9 for 17 against the Angels pitching.
Driving the baseball, Jose, over the last couple of weeks a lot more, as well as Jared Kelenic takes low, 1-0 the count.
And the good point you make is driving the baseball, Darren, but also driving the baseball the other way. Staying back and using those legs more. It's learning.
Some learning going on for this young man. A little bit of baptism by fire. One of the top prospects in baseball, certainly the #1 prospect in the Mariners organization. It's been a tough go of it. Hitting just a tick over 100. Hitless in his last 9 games. He was curious about that one being outside.
Yeah, he's getting pitched as if he's been around a long time in the major leagues. In fastball count, he's getting his secondary pitch. And secondary pitch counts, he's getting some fastballs.
Pulls that one as David charging in. Turns Kelenic into an out. Every single out on the ground.
That was a 2-seamer, so he was thinking splitter, and he got jammed on it.
Well, that's a great graphic, isn't it? Such a story of this game so far if you're just joining us. Kikuchi, his slider, there's all the strikeouts.
And every infielder has been active on these ground ball outs.
You're right, we do have a 3-4-5-6. Curveball down and in to Fraley. Or I should say to Godoy, my apologies. Hitless in 5 at-bats in this series, 3 strikeouts. Mariners catcher tonight takes a splitter for a strike, 1-1 the count.
A great job right there by Max Tassi presenting that pitch. It's an art.
Do it while you can, because it absolutely assists the pitchers. In our final lap of that being a huge impact to the game.
You know those 2 strikes he's gotten this at bat? Give it to your catcher.
Outside, breaking ball.
It's a good try, though. He went backdoor curveball pitch before, tried to do the same pitch to see if he could get him to chase it.
Ooh, that's the old good veteran move.
Splitter.
The first strikeout of the game for Cobb.
Take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud and the pitch arsenal and usage this season for Alex Cobb. It's a splitter 42%, sinker right about 41%, curveball 17%. If you look what all these pitches are, lower third. Every one of them start. That's why they're so effective. You can throw a fastball there, and then you throw the splitter starting that same plane and drop below the strike zone. That's when you get those punch outs.
Forcing the hand of the Mariners, Donovan Walton, who played very well in AAA early in the year, 371 on base. Here in the big leagues, 11 of 50, double, triple homer. Alex mad at himself, 2-0 the count.
That's back-to-back pitches. He wasn't happy the way he threw it. 2-0 count. See if we get another ground ball.
30 pitches, 19 of them strikes. 3-0 the count. You can see Max try to do all he could to pull that one into the strike zone.
Ooh, you got that one. Speaking of a 3-0 count, Greg Maddux faced 20,421 batters in his career. Only 133 ever saw a 3-0 count. That's unbelievable.
Fastball up.
He's letting everybody else enjoy the game now.
Justin Upton, you're allowed to play. This is a great tidbit, by the way, Gooby. I was listening. Great tidbit.
Welcome to the nerd life. Welcome to the nerd life.
It's It's all about the numbers on MLB Now, only on MLB Network.
Welcome to the life.
How the Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
The ballpark is better when we're all here together. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Join the team and help us all get back to doing what we love together.
Hey Al, I'm just wondering, during the demo on MLB Tonight, what was that meatball you threw?
Meatball? I think you're misunderstanding. That was a hitting demonstration, and that's what I was supposed to do.
Oh, he got home, baby.
Right. I think that ball's still traveling. Any farther and you need a flight plan for it.
Next question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
A little Macklemore can't hold us. Using that energy from last night, that huge victory, one of the best games all season long for the Halos. Win now with 3-2. Shohei Ohtani. The Halos a 1-0 lead, and Justin Upton looking to add on here. Can't hold us. Keep going. Add on as the game progresses.
Love it. Love that key to the game. It's one of the tops for me anyway.
Thank you.
Well done. He tied in Seattle. He's a big Mariners fan.
Oh, huge.
Here is Jay Up. Struck out on a slider back in the first inning. Bobby Bonds once homered in 5 straight games at home. Jay Up trying to jump into that pool in the deep end. Should he get another good fastball? Nine other Angels have homered in 4 consecutive home games as Upton fouls that one off. I wonder if you guessed any of these. It's a fun graphic.
You know, Tim Salmon would be on there. Mike Trout, Troy Gloss, but Von White.
Tebow.
Yes. GA. It's an incredible hitter. CJ Crone. Amazing power.
Mike Trout, Tim Salmon, no surprise doing it twice. Changeup was the kryptonite that time. Strikeout tally continues to rise. That's 6th here with 1 out in the 3rd inning.
As good as his fastball has been, it's been a good setup pitch for him. That changeup is really good to go along with his slider. Justin just pulled off on that one.
Here's Shohei. Home run number 16.
Is he challenging with a strike here first pitch? Remember, Shohei hit a 94-mile-an-hour fastball at exit velocity of 113 miles per hour on a 16th home run.
He threw him a breaking ball. It stayed high to Ohtani. Adolis Garcia of Texas also has 16 homers. Tatis and Acuna each with 17. Vlad Jr. with 18. Major League home run leaders.
What do you think of those home run leaders, how young all of them are? The talent in our game right now is off the charts. But none of them struck out 10 the night before.
Love the Shohei face shirt. Just Shohei's everywhere on that shirt. You have one of those.
Yes, I was thinking about breaking that one out yesterday.
I have one of those thanks to Jose Mota.
You wore it cross country, right?
I did.
Nice.
I did.
All the way to Florida?
When I ran cross country. And then also flying, too. Got a strike call on a high breaking ball. 2-2 the count.
Remember Shohei homered off him a couple years ago on a breaking ball, was down and away.
Slider got him. That time, Kikuchi wins the battle. And another strikeout. 7.
After that slider was upstairs, that's a pretty good slider. That's late break to it. And pretty efficient as far as his pitch count for this many strikeouts into the 3rd inning. 45 of them. Averaging right now at 15 pitches in an inning.
Rendon got a slider that stayed up out over the plate, took advantage of it, singled back in the 1st inning. Career high in strikeouts for Kikuchi, 11. Just a couple of starts ago in Los Angeles against the Dodgers. 1-1 the count.
We're throwing a lot of strikes tonight. 3-to-1 ratio as far as walks to strikeouts this season coming into the game. 20 walks, 61 strikeouts. No walks, 7 punch outs today.
Rendon shoots it out to his counterpart, Seager. Well, they're both smooth at that position. 1-2-3.
You want that home run feeling? Then step in the box and let it rip. Get ready for the Major League Baseball Junior Home Run Derby, powered by MLB Develops. Compete locally and swing your way to the 2021 Junior Home Run Derby Finals. Get your community involved by hosting a local derby. Sign up for free at jrhrd.com.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Youngsters enjoying the yard. That's, as we said, one of the best parts of this job. And Alex Cobb, one of his best parts is getting healthy, which he needed. Taking a look at Coors Light, beating the pressure and getting healthy, getting strong. And look at the difference in April and May. I mean, it's night and day when you take a look at all the numbers. As he faces J.P. Crawford. What did you see? I can look at the numbers, Gooby, and share them with the fans, but what did you see? Why was the ERA higher? Why was he struggling early on?
He was overthrown. He had a lot of his fastballs at the upper part of the strike zone, and that leveled it out, flattened it out, and then he gave up more hard-hit baseballs upstairs. Downstairs, he's going to get some soft contact with his movement. Both that two-seamer running back in the inside corner against lefties. Same thing going away against righties. And that's set up his splitter. And even his curveball when he's been healthy. But his fastball, just staying back and not trying to overthrow his fastball because that would flatten it out.
2-1 the count. Split-fingered fastball to JP. Went out and got a pitch down and away and hit it. You see Anthony in your shot there. Hit it on a couple of hops right to that third baseman, who was tight like he is in the shot.
Boy, if you get that call, now you can expand the strike zone. That's a splitter. And the movement now by the infield with 2 strikes, a 2-2 count. Rendon playing shortstop now.
Straight fastball elevated, 3-2 the count.
That's the pitch he struggled with early in the season. Elevated his fastball upstairs.
Went back to it. Rare to see him double up on that pitch. When you say he struggled with it, in your mind, did he maybe go to it too much?
I think he was overthrowing it because he had the increased velocity on his fastball. You kind of get caught up in it. Say, I'm throwing 95 miles an hour now. I mean, you know, it wasn't too long ago. He's 91, 92.
First base runner of the game.
That's a good at bat for Crawford. He was able to lay off that splitter after one was called in the at bat that was a little bit below the strike zone.
JP's got a couple of stolen bases. He has been thrown out twice.
This is where you as an infielder, you know the pattern that's been set already for Alex Cobb. Be ready for some action right here. You want the ball hit to you.
Fletcher Iglesias Rendon on the left side of the infield. Big shift to pull. Straight fastball, 0-1 the count.
Cobb with a good pickoff move. He has 8 pickoffs in his career.
Always felt, and you probably had to deal with this, the ground ball pitchers have to do a nice job because opposing managers will put a lot of times their runners in motion to stay out of that double play.
Yeah, because you're going to be a ground ball pitcher. There's going to be contact made and you're moving your infielders around. So you have a better chance of getting one of those ground balls through a hole with movement by the infielders.
See if Service wants to stir anything up here. Go flutter splitter. Still pretty good pitch though.
Riggs, he's established the low strike, which should play right into the hand of Alex Cobb.
5 times he has rolled up a double play this year. Within the opportunities, a very high percentage for Alex Cobb. As a matter of fact, when you think about those 5 and then you think about a quarter of the time he's had a chance to roll up a double play. I mean, that's twice league average. Chris Bubich, Stanford alum, Zach Greinke on that list as well. Big left-hander David Peterson. I didn't know that I knew he was a big-time ground ball pitcher.
How about Greinke still going deep into games, guys? Getting it done. Saving that bullpen.
Wow, what a good pitch that was. It is a really good pitch. Now, if you're Alex Cobb, you just got to clear your mind there. That was a tough one. You didn't get the call. Lower part of the strike zone, and it's been called all night long. Definitely was the 3rd strike.
He's trying to find his zone back behind the plate. It's moving on him quite a bit. Because as you said, not only has that pitch been a strike all night long, but pitches lower than that have been a strike. Moving around on him just a little bit before he settles in. Jeremy Riggs. Again, we're sitting in these comfortable chairs with technology. It looks easy from this seat. 2-2 the count. Popped up right side, late break. And has to be played on a hop. I'm not sure if Ward didn't see it, but it looked like he tracked it for quite some time before he took off. He might have lost that one momentarily.
Yeah, I think he did because he took a step back. Looked like a routine out potentially off the bat. Fastball up. You see Ward going back on it before coming in on the baseball.
Anytime you see somebody go back like that, you lose the baseball, that means they're reading the swing. So the swing told him full swing. Go back. Coverage. Just did not see it well off the bat.
First hit of the game for Seattle. Kyle Seager goes to work with a fly ball to left. Picked on a curveball. Upton is there.
Nice job by Justin to get behind the baseball because Crawford was going back to the base. If he had a little bit of a tough time with it, he was going to try to tag up on him. Nice play by Justin Upton.
And the runners stay put. Now a right-handed batter and a good double play candidate.
And also a chance here for Alex Cobb if he wanted to. Because Crawford may try to force the issue here and try to steal third base. So if Alex Cobb can pick second base right here, if you just look back at Fletch, see if he's going to put a daylight play on.
Ty France sinking fastball. 1-0 the count. Grounded to short. 2 of 9, couple of doubles, couple of strikeouts in this series. Hit him. Bases loaded. 1 out.
Third batter that Cobb has hit this year. That had some sound to it. I got right off that padding on his elbow.
I want this inning to slip away from you. My goodness, so strong. 3 ground outs in the first, 3 ground outs in the second. A ground out, a strikeout, and a fly out in the third. Second time through, it's looked different.
Well, his batting average against him the second time through is better than the first time through this year.
That's the pitch you're looking for. Inside corner, strike 1 on a splitter. You're right, second time through. Gooby's talking about it, folks. It goes from 293 to 204. The big thing is the slugging percentage cuts in half second time through. One thing the second time through he does fight a little bit is command. The walks go up. And that's what's happened this time. A walk and a hit batsman. That Texas leaguer frustrating to right, though.
Quite on the same page.
Gooby, obviously, you know, we're not used to the cards, but did you have a preference on sequencing and pattern for you with a man at second base that you like more than others?
You know what? I was always going with my strength, especially in this spot where I was going to go with my 2-seamer, work on a ground ball down. So if I was going to first sign after the number 2 down, and I just kept thinking I'm going to run this fastball down and away.
So yours was the 2. That was the key for you.
Yep. And you can go 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, and then it was 1. I was going fastball.
There's your ground ball, gets by. Cobb flattens out on the mound. Everybody's safe. It's an infield hit. It's an RBI. The speed of Trammell. Once it got past Cobb, you just didn't want to make a mistake if you were the Angels. And the Mariners strike. Tie it up.
This inning for Seattle, this walk, a hit by a pitch, a flare out the right, and an infield hit. But you know what? They're making contact this inning. They've made contact throughout this game.
Here's Jake Fraley. Grounded out to short in the second inning. 1 of 7, a pair of walks in the series. Jake 4 for 25 back in the big leagues this year with 15 walks. On base coming into this game, 500. Another left-handed hitter, Jared Kelenic, waiting on deck. Oh, 0-2.
Sticking with the heater.
How did you shake bad luck? You were so competitive.
All I was thinking is all I need is that one pitch and I'm getting 2 outs with it. That's what I thought all the time. If there's runners on, hey, I'm 1 pitch away from getting 2 outs. And that's the same thing with Alex Cobb. He's a ground ball pitcher. You're 1 pitch away from 2 outs.
That one is crushed to center field. Lagares back to the wall, leaps, tries to bring that baseball back, and unable to do so. Jake Fraley, he was 1 pitch away from a double play. Instead, the pitch was explosive. And Jake, it's a grand slam home run. 5-1 Mariners.
Hit his first career home run the first day, now a grand slam tonight. Just like that, Cobb was just cruising. He leadoff walk, and now looking up, down 5-1.
Jared Kelenic takes outside, 1-0 the count. Just a stunning turn of events. I don't really know what else to say. I'm sure you folks feel the same way. Second time through the order has been a complete flip of the script as Kelenic shoots that one the other way. 1-1 the count. Fraley had a pair of home runs in 7 games in AAA. Kelenic, center field. Lagares puts away the second out.
And guys, that's now an 0 for 37 this youngster's carrying right now.
They keep putting him in there. Keep penciling him in there. That's an interesting shot we just had. Based on what Jose said and then what Jose said earlier about Crawford, how Kelenic came in and that's the first man he sought out. When you're 0 for 37, it's always, I would imagine, Gooby, a tough challenge. Who do I talk to? Who do I take advice from?
To a guy that has had some ups and downs in his career. Always a big-time prospect. Again, Crawford. And he's had to battle his way back. He won a Gold Glove last year, but getting that swing together, and he's been really effective swinging the bat.
In time for the out, but a grand slam home run off the bat of Jake Fraley puts Seattle up 5-1.
Behold the Tree Dasher by Allbirds, the planet's first proper running shoe, made from natural materials like, well, trees. Mile after mile after mile, The Tree Dasher keeps your feet going while reducing your carbon footprint. Break a sweat, not the planet. Allbirds.
Nerds. Have new money goals this year? NerdWallet can help make them happen. Like getting auto insurance to match your new 0-mile commute? We have tools for that. Want to refinance your mortgage and put those savings into the college fund? We have tips for that too. Or get a low-interest credit card for your long-awaited honeymoon? We can help you find the one. Credit card, that is. Discover and compare the smartest credit cards, mortgage lenders, and more on NerdWallet. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
Kia player profile. Raisel Iglesias is knee-deep in an arts and craft project. Coloring a baseball red and blue. By the way, the most 6-out saves for active players. Josh Hader, flame-throwing left-hander. Iglesias, there's Soria, and Rogers also on that list. I'm intrigued with what he's working on there, Gooby.
Yeah. You know what? When you have an outing like that, you're just trying to keep yourself focused. And I still think there's a chance if the Angels get back and get this lead at some point, he'd be available with 28 pitches last night. Even though he had a 2-inning, 6-out save, this 28 pitches, 19 strikes.
Oh, Gooby, he told me last night, I'm ready. Joe needs me tonight. I'm ready.
Well, time to go to work if you're the Angels. Down 4 now, bottom half of the 4th inning.
There was a time when closers now used to be called firemen. Remember that? Put away the fire. But guys used to go 3 innings, finish off a game. So 2 innings was never out of their minds.
We just lost a very unique relief pitcher in the way that he took the baseball more than 100 times in the season and also taught the game later in life, and Mike Marshall.
Yes. That was almost like every season he was doing that.
Really impacted the game.
Yep.
How do you make 104 appearances out of the bullpen?
He pushed the limits sometimes on certain things.
Goodness.
I get this offense going, by the way, tonight. Scored last 2 nights all their runs via home run. 2-run home run by Upton. Solo shot by Jose Rojas. Difference 3-2 game tonight so far. Ohtani home run. You got to bunch some hits together.
This left-hander wants nothing to do with that idea. Kikuchi has been tough. Changeup up and away. You're thinking down fastball, down slider. You get a floating changeup high. It's the change in velocity more than anything that fooled him.
Yeah, when you try to pull, especially his changeup, it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be off the outside corner, or at least that part towards the outside corner. And you try to pull that, you got to try to stay back and just make some contact the other way. But you got to bunch some hits together here. Get right back and answer back to that 5-run 4th inning for Seattle.
Max Stassi 9 of 36 this year. One 1-0 the count, didn't chase up. Minimum success against the M's, but he wants to change that around. He's looked strong since coming back. Concussion protocol and the injured list. Using the entire ballpark. As a matter of fact, when Max gets a hit in a start, and that's happened 8 times this year, this team's 6-2. High fly ball. Kelenic tracking to the warning track, to the wall. Win, baby, win when Stassi does that. Homer for Max.
Well, that baseball just kept carrying. Kelenic's going back. That went way out center field for Max Stassi. 2nd home run. That's his power swing. Dead center. Staying back. and he crushed that cutter a long, long way for Stassi. Answered back right away with a run on a big fly.
Jose, the approach since coming back, what are you seeing?
Short to the baseball, stay inside of it. That's how he found success last season when his bat really came alive. Look at that. Knob drive, deep in that zone. And he gets a big part of the field. Big difference as a hitter for Stassi since last season.
That one lifted foul off the bat of Jared Walsh. All right, it's 5-2.
Like Kikuchi, remember also, he does have the home run in him. 13 already this season allowed. He allowed 36 home runs back in 2019 in just over 161 innings pitched.
Strike throwers that attack will give up the homers. His home run fly ball rate very high, 1.54. Funky spin on that one. That's not an easy play for the Gold Glover Crawford. 2 outs in the inning.
Dude, you're so right about that, because you see the swing, number one, as an outfielder. You get the read, you step back, and then you go, well, that ball hit like that in a jam shot, my hands have to get even softer. It's one of those trickiest hops you'll see on a ball hit like that.
Juan Lagares doubled in the second inning. One and 0 the count. That's one back, Gooby.
That is so important, because as a club like Seattle, you have a 5-1 lead and you put up a 0, you're feeling real good about adding on, but that response right away by the offense, even though it's so far it's just 1 run, you said you're meaning business getting back in the game, just down by 3 now. Plenty of time back in the game. You always hate that as a team. When you score 5, your opponent comes right back and scores 1. That means they're not thinking about tomorrow afternoon's game. They're ready to come back and find a way to win this game.
Lagares off the end of the bat. That one hangs up. That's similar to a ball that fell in front of Ward a half inning ago, unfortunately. Max Stassi. Max, we missed you. You're back now, my friend. Oh, baby, you're back.
Ten years ago, I had an undiagnosed heart condition, and erectile dysfunction was actually the first sign that something was wrong.
Luckily, I'm a doctor, an expert in sexual health, and Zach's dad.
Not everyone has a doctor in the house, and some health conditions can be really tough to talk about. We started Roman to change that.
Now you can go online and chat with a physician.
And if treatment is right for you, we'll ship genuine medication right to your door. If you're experiencing ED, hair loss, cold sores, or other issues, let's take care of it.
It's not just because Boll & Branch organic cotton sheets are incredibly soft. They are. And it's not just that they're free from toxins and made by people who are paid and treated fairly. That's true too. It's because home is where the magic happens. And with better sheets made in safer ways, home makes the world a better place. Boll & Branch. Right now, try for 30 nights risk-free and get free shipping at bollandbranch.com.
So what you do, just to keep the conversation moving forward, if you're Alex Cobb, is you toss a 0 up on that board and understand you had a little bit of bad luck. Now, you pitched into that bad luck by hitting a batter and walking someone, but you did have some bad luck.
Yeah, you did. Outside of the Fraley home run, nothing was hit hard against you. But you know what? You put up a 0, you get the offense right back. A quick 1-2-3 inning is important here for Alex Cobb.
I'm going to help that guy pack. He needs to go. Just go. I mean, he has just been just a pest. So successful. Mariners fans must be loving the crazy approach, the walks. Now all of a sudden the power's here.
Yeah, he's got 15 walks coming into the game. 2 home runs in this series. His first 2 of his career.
Donovan Walden flied out to left. Back in the 3rd inning. It was the 9th in a row sat down by Cobb to open this game. Paints the outside corner with the fastball, strike 1. Oh, 1. Yeah, there's a curveball. Most of the time with that pitch, if you're watching Alex, especially when he has success, that pitch is a pitch that is shown to set everything else up.
And he will go backdoor with his curveball quite a bit. Not that down and in breakable to a lefty.
2-1 the count. Split fingered fastball missed low. Pitch count not concerning. He's at 64. You know, he'd love to throw about 3 more innings and let his team climb back in and win this thing. Two and 2 the count.
Such a good point, Darren, because this is where Gooby knows well too. You have an inning like that and you as an offense take the responsibility, even telling him, hey, keep it right there. Your worst is over. We need to go out there and pick you up. And that means a lot to somebody on the mound that just had a tough inning.
Split fingered fastball, boom, down he goes.
And a second strikeout tonight for Cobb.
Don't forget to celebrate the return to full capacity at the Big A on June 17th against the Tigers. Half price tickets. Did you hear me? Half price tickets. Angels.com/reopen. Use the promo code reopen. Thank you, fans. Take advantage. As I shared with you the other day, I work with a man that loves a good promo code.
Yes, I do. By the way, the Tigers playing some better baseball. They beat the White Sox today.
They really?
Miguel Cabrera, I think, hit number, 492 today.
There'll be a couple factors there. One of them is A.J. Hinch. For sure.
That one is rolled foul, 0-2 the count.
Just like the factor Alex Cora back in Boston. Managers do make a difference.
Cabrera had a slow start, right?
Yes.
Good to see. But it's good to see him with that power on occasion. Love to see him at some point get to that magical number 500 in his Hall of Fame career.
Little roller out towards short. In time for the out. I actually think the slugger's slow start is extending into the summer, by the way.
Getting closer to 3,000 career hits, too. Phenomenal career. World Series champ. As a youngster with the Marlins.
And his heir apparent, Spencer Torkelson, trying to fight his way through the minor leagues. Breaking ball, strike 1. Mitch Haniger, like Torkelson, played in the pack. He played for Cal. There's that shortstop anticipating that ground ball out. There's that 0. You toss up on the board after your team gets you a run. All right, comeback time. I'm going to ask for rally caps now.
Cliff, how do you know how much bling to wear before each game?
What bling you wear during the game is a very important decision. You want to wear enough so you look good, but not too much where it slows you down on the base pass. Some diamonds are always nice, but on a sunny day, the reflection can get in your eye and make you miss a play.
Thanks, Cliff. Very informative.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
How the Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
To the track, to the wall. He made the catch.
Catch your team.
Oh, what a play.
My team.
He leaps and makes
every team.
As good as it gets.
Only on MLB Network.
Where do you take a date? I mean, you take a date to the ballpark. Whether it's date night if you're a married couple, you take a date to the ball game. T-Mobile, coverage cam. And by the way, for years and years and years, the Angels have always led the league in love. Always.
Way to go, Darren. Way to go.
Our T-Mobile coverage cam. What a great first date. Mr. Ward's got to feel good. He dumped one in after a couple of innings ago. One fell in front of him. Ward, who struck out in the second inning. One base runner, one run at a time, down 5-2.
Mom and Dad be happy with that swing, using that big part of the field swing and approach for Taylor Ward.
Here's Fletch. Eminem walks him up to the plate with his walk-up music.
By the way, great interview you did with him today.
He was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm calling. I think we need to call those interviews because of COVID. You've been here for many years. You've gotten to know some of these players pre-COVID and through, communications. But being the new guy, we need to almost call those interviews, "Hi, my name is."
By the way, that is me. I'm the one calling the game.
That's how I started the conversation with David. I said, "Hi, David. I'm Darren. I've been broadcasting your games for a couple of months. Matt and I have been enjoying doing them. Look forward to someday seeing you in person."
Soon. Hopefully.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Fletch shoots that one to the right side, and it's foul. One thing I loved about our conversation, for me anyway, is he was thoughtful. There are a lot of players who may say something like, "Hey, give me a full-blown scouting report on you. I don't want a halfway." And he did. I mean, he talked about his shortcouts as an athlete. He talked about, the little things that he does well, and then went in depth on what little things he means. Bouncing ball. Oh, my goodness. Kikuchi is down. The throw is wild. It sails away. Kikuchi still down. The Angels will play to run, and it's 5-3.
I'm hoping Kikuchi's okay. I've been there before. Whew.
Crowd suddenly, after cheering, comes into a hush as all hands on deck to check on their ace, who's pitched very well tonight.
Never easy to see this, especially down here on field level, guys. I just heard a thud. What you said, Gooby. You've been there before, man.
Unable to put weight on it. Boy, you hate to see that. We wish him a speedy recovery. It was honestly a pleasure to watch him work tonight.
So hard to see that. Kikuchi's throwing the ball so well. And there's not a lot you could do that got back on him so quick. And you release the baseball. You're only about 50 feet away. Just hoping he's going to be all right.
David doing what he does well. He makes solid contact.
You know, all of your weight is on that leg when you land, too. So that's planted on the ground, and it's right back. You know, I think it was part of it because when he was spinning around, the mass spun around on his eyes, and he didn't get a good vision as far as throwing the first base, and that created the high throw.
So there obviously was an error that allowed the run to score. That baseball hit, and you know, here's the part that you hate to see, hit at 95 miles an hour. We'll step aside for a moment, reset the situation. Chargois coming on.
Against a team that's got a bunch of right-handers.
Relax and watch High Heat with Christopher Russo, only on MLB Network.
The ballpark is better when we're all here together. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Join the team and help us all get back to doing what we love together.
Angels Baseball on Valley Sports is brought to you by Hyundai. See your Southern California dealer today, because the longer you look at a new Hyundai, the more there is to like. Buy Jack in the Box. Dip into this. Grab a box of 15 tiny tacos or get them loaded only at Jack in the Box. Fireworks tonight after this contest. See? Should have come on down. We told you. JT Chargois has as much time as he needs. You know baseball folks well enough. And boy, whether he's rushed in the bullpen and hurried up or warmed up in front of the crowd, either way, it's been a really good year. 12 appearances, a 2.25, a whip below 1, just no base runners at all, 0.75.
Fastball has been really firm this year. Average fastball this year, 95.5 miles per hour. Although he throws a ton of sliders. Just 23% fastballs, 77% sliders.
Tough scoring decision, by the way, on David Fletcher on a ball that none of us ever wanted to see happen or see hit. But in the end, the call was an error on Godoy. No base hit for Fletcher. That's assuming then when you make that call, you're assuming that a ball that ricochets off a pitcher to a catcher, that the catcher is to make that play. Now, he did throw it away, so understand that part of the error. But a tough scoring call there on Fletch.
Yeah, because the catcher's got to react to that. He's seeing his battery make it hit with a line drive like that, and you're trying to run out there, and the catcher's mask moved in front of his eyes. He made to throw the first base. a very difficult play for him as well.
There has to be a hit involved in that play, regardless.
He's out there either way. No matter how he reaches, he's an important base runner as he heads back out to second. Ever have to do this, Gooby? I mean, I know you pitched your entire career as a starter, but or did you have compassion for the guy who had to do this?
It's really hard, and that's why,
because you don't truly warm up, right?
No, and it warm up on the game mound, because everyone in the stands is saying, let's go. You're used to this. You're out of the bullpen. You probably only need 15, 20 pitches to be ready. That's not the case. You weren't quite ready as far as your adrenaline. You're watching Kikuchi throwing the ball so well, you don't anticipate coming in the game at this point.
Again, a ton of success for the 30-year-old right-hander this year against Justin Upton, the first batter he will face. J.Up has struck out twice tonight. He did not like at all that slider from Kikuchi. It's no fun either. Sinking fastball, 0-1 the count to J.Up.
This feels like that's the only fastball Upton's going to get in this sequence.
Slider away. Fastball in, slider away.
And as much as you love a 2-run home run to tie it up, at this point, you want to hit something at the very least to the right side of the infield to advance Fletch. You just got to keep adding on.
One runner at a time, one run at a time. That's what comebacks are made of. They're in this game now. It doesn't feel it at 5-1, but they're exactly where they want to be. Outside corner, strike 3. Seemed completely unfazed, by the way, warming up on the mound. Those are 3 of the best pitches we've seen in the last couple of days.
You talk about painting a slider right on the corner. 86, like we thought. Fastball first pitch and slider.
There will be more at bats, sir. And you won't get the very best pitches he can throw all 3 times. Here's Shohei. Homered in the first inning. Well over 400 feet. Fastball out over the plate. Struck out in the third on a slider. There's a lot that goes on this foul ball here.
Slider. Just right off the top of his foot. This is he's trying to plant the foot and turn on the pitch.
He missed that. He's got a little bit of a protective flap over his shoe. He managed to miss it.
It's a big run out there for the Angels to try to get back closer.
Oh, 0-2 the count on a slider.
This is when you're looking for some contact. A lot of strikeouts for the Angels hitters today. A team that usually does make some pretty good contact. Kelnick playing very deep in center. A little flare in the center field will score a run.
Instead, it's a slider, and it's strike 3. Ohtani goes down via the strikeout for the second time tonight after the first inning home run.
That's 5 strikeouts to the top 2 in your lineup. It's a nasty slider going down and in. He's going to throw a ton. He's at 77% sliders. A lot of movement there for Shohei.
Rendon singled to left field on a hanging slider, also grounded out to third in the third. Big chance here. Anthony right back through the middle, off the glove of Walton. Here comes Fletch to score. Big chance, big hit. Anthony Rendon.
Getting hot, 2 hits tonight, giving him now 20 RBIs. Been an RBI machine throughout his entire career, and that's that aggressive approach, swinging early, right back up the middle. Now the Angels are down by 1 now. Fastball, first pitch, 94, middle of the plate, at the knees, line drive, right back up the middle. Walton's been everywhere. I was thinking he was going to get to that. He wasn't going to get him at first. But he was going to try to prevent a run from scoring. That's what you try to do as an infielder, is just lay out, knock the ball down, and prevent a run, unable to do it.
Boy, that's a big money at bat. With 2 outs against a man with this stuff, I mean, big money at bat.
That is doing your homework too, guys, considering that Rendon does a very good job doing his homework, watching guys in front of him, similar type hitters. So he saw that first fastball that Justin Upton got and said, it's got to be coming. That's part of his pattern. And he did not miss it.
Split the plate with the slider. 1-1 the count to Iglesias. Yusei, an OPS of 639 in April. 140 points higher in May. Two and 1 the count.
Glad to see that Jose's been busy also on the field. After a leg injury for an infielder, especially shortstop position, you do not want to have a game where you don't have a whole lot of action to get tested. But today, he got tested immediately.
2-1 the count. Has struck out twice tonight. Kelenic shading around the other way. Should he pull the ball to the left center field, Rendon could score. Pulls it down the line, but it's foul.
A couple guys in the lineup for the Angels besides Upton with his power for breaking balls. Iglesias and Fletcher really, really good as far as hits on breaking pitches this year.
After that swing, you want to be a little late right now. That should be your approach here.
We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count on Jose. Walton pretty close to the bag at second. Pokes that one into right center field. Crowd likes it. Falls into the glove of Kelenic, shy of the track. Couple of big runs. It's a 5-4 game.
Hey Al, I'm just wondering, during the demo on MLB Tonight, what was that meatball you threw?
Meatball? I think you're misunderstanding. That was a hitting demonstration, and that's what I was supposed to do.
Oh, he go home, baby. Right. I think that ball's still traveling. Any farther, and you need a flight plan for it.
Next question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
How the Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
Father's Day, Sunday, June 20th. The Angels and Tigers at 1 o'clock. First 10,000 fans age 18 and up receive Rendon playing cards presented by Bally Sports West. For more info, visit angels.com/promotions.
Can't wait.
Love those playing cards. I already got my Father's Day gift for you. You want to know what I want?
Yeah, what would you like?
I'll text you.
Thank you. How about some Rendon playing cards? Would that be good?
No. I would love if, but that means you gave me something you didn't pay for. I'll send you over my Amazon wish list.
It's the thought that counts, right?
Not on gift giving day, it's not. Seager takes in 1-0 the count. On those cooler winter days, I think I'd like a new puffy coat. 1-1 the count.
You want the George Costanza look?
I don't know. That's pretty puffy.
Yeah.
It's like 30 below. The 1-1. So it's funny how it works, right? When you say something obvious as an announcer, like, hey, got to put up a 0, he does. Now your team's chipping away. Now it's a 1-0 game, essentially. You throw that five-run fourth out the window.
And as a starting pitcher, if you want a chance to win this game, you know you have to have a clean inning because the bullpen is already moving and throwing down there.
And considering that, Gooby, his pitch count pretty manageable right now, really.
75 is the pitch count. Chris Rodriguez is warming in the pen. Oh, baby, over the top of that split-fingered fastball, and down goes Seager.
It's a good split-finger changeup. Looks like a strike, and that ends up well below the strike zone. Big strikeout. Alex Cobb.
Ty France hit by a pitch. It was unfortunate. He came around to score on the grand slam by Fraley. Shows him a curveball. 1-0 the count. Alex last time out was his best. 7 shutout, 8 strikeouts. Victory against the A's. Out toward third. That bat died an unhappy death. He loses the bat. He loses the battle. Good to see Chris Rodriguez back in the big leagues, active and warming in the pen. You know, I'd like to see Cobb throw a few more innings, but then hand the baseball to him. We missed him. And for you newer Angels fans or those that are just hopping on board maybe in the month of June, summertime is here. This is a kid that really made this team with his work in spring. Shocked a lot of us in making this team. Not that he wasn't going to eventually make this team. That's one of those first kind of shots over the bow. Team Manassi and Madden working together, making a call like that. You put yourself out there when you make a call like that.
Yeah, but when you have an arm like that, it's so special. When you have a running ball 96, 98, but you also have a great curveball and changeup that you're really comfortable throwing. He's going to be a starter in the major leagues. And this is an opportunity where you see that a lot. It used to be the case where you saw a lot of really good young pitchers get used to the major leagues pitching out of the bullpen before you became a starter, especially with the limited professional innings for Chris Rodriguez in the minor leagues.
Elevated fastball, swings right through it. 1-2 the count. All things being said about his stuff, though, you definitely have to sit at the table, you know, when it's early April, late March, and take those chips and just push it in. We're with him. Inside corner. That's another 0 on the scoreboard. That's 8 in a row sat down since the grand slam, and his team's coming back.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Jim. Hey, Jim. You were known for your work ethic during your playing days. Now that you're an analyst at MLB Network, do you find that your days are easier?
Yo, Big Jim, you ready to do that hitting demo? Let's go, man.
Hey, Jim, here's a research packet for tonight's show. I'll see you on the set in 5.
Jim, why aren't you dressed? We're on in 2 minutes.
Maybe a little bit easier.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions on MLB Network.
Today, the 30-year-old right-hander went on the list May 21st. Yaxel Rios also joined in the swap of the roster for the Mariners. Robert Duggar optioned to Tacoma. Daniel Zamora also sent down to Tacoma. 6'4" right-hander. Invited to spring training back in November and made this team. Has pitched well. Look at those numbers.
91-95 fastball, slider, changeup.
Big leaguer for Miami for a couple of years. Stassi hits it right to Seager. He continues his really strong comeback off the injured list. Hit that one hard.
Really good swing again by Stassi, staying back, this time pulling the baseball.
Lively fastball, Steckenrider. See, threw that one, which Stassi was ready for, but a spin rate of about 2,400 on that four-seam fastball.
That's pretty good.
Here's Walsh.
He's ready for Walsh just to get a hold of a baseball here soon. It's okay, you're tracking the baseball. Sometimes when you're not seeing the baseball really, really well, just go up there to bunt. That way you can track the zone.
Here's what I have for you on Walsh, though. In his last 19, including tonight, 20 games, folks, he's got 17 hits. So it's a lower batting average, but we'll just skip that. And I'll tell you, in his last 19 games, he's got 6 homers, he's got 5 doubles. In those 19 games, he's slugging almost 600. So yes, the average isn't where he wants it to be during that time, but he's doing damage when he does hit it.
You're just waiting for him to stay back and just hit a ball to the left side at some point. Then he's going to be able to turn on something. This bullpen for Seattle is definitely a strength of their team. They've been pretty solid out of their bullpen. A lot of different looks, a lot of different arm angles.
Walsh goes up and gets it. Looks like he went to the hitting school, and the teacher was David Fletcher. But you wanted him to open up the field, Gooby. You liked seeing this.
Yeah, just going back and let that baseball get a little bit deeper. And he elevated that fastball. He elevated it, and he celebrated with a base hit up the middle. He went Fletch. Hit down on that baseball, too.
Lagares now. I don't know if you noticed how Gooby did that, folks, but it was elevate and celebrate, which is really well done. I like the elevate and celebrate.
Hey, Darren, I want to wish you a happy birthday to somebody who's known you for a long time. That is my mother, Margarita. Feliz cumpleaños, mamá.
That's wonderful. Happy birthday to Margarita. And
hey, it's Team Dog's birthday, too.
Is it really?
Yes.
Lagares hits a high fly ball, well struck left. Trammell is there, tagging, heading into scoring position is Walsh.
I like that base running. You get into scoring position. Off the bat, I thought that might have a shot. This is a little bit too high. Lagares for his first home run of the season. But this really good base running by Walsh. He knows there's a good chance it's going to be caught. And Trammell going back on the baseball, gets behind it well, but tags up, gets into scoring position, so a base hit can tie it up.
First base coach Bruce Hines Gooby all over that since the ball left the bat. Just alerting him.
0-1 the count on Taylor Ward. And since we're in the birthday mood, a happy birthday to my daughter.
Lexi, yes.
There you go.
A big happy birthday.
I'll say it in Spanish for her. Feliz cumpleaños, Lexi.
Yeah, she has a mom who speaks Spanish, but she's never picked it up, so Jose put the pressure on her. That one well struck toward that wall in left center field. Ward did it! Mom and Dad looking on. Taylor with a blast. And the Angels all the way back lead at 6-5.
Fifth home run of the year for Taylor Ward. Base hit, last at bat, scored a run, and this two-run home run giving the Halos the lead. Taylor Ward going central. Halos now up in the game. Came all the way back down 5-1. Now look up, it's 6-5. Hanging slider stayed back. Oh, that's how strong Taylor Ward is. By the way, I'm looking forward to Mr. and Mrs. Ward to come by the set for the post-game show just to say hi. They said hi in the pregame. They got to say hello in the post after that swing.
Pitch up and in to Fletch. Well, I think we know that they came by to say hi to Patrick, and you just happened to be there.
Yeah, well, definitely. Well, who would not want to say hi to Patrick O'Neill?
He's the closer. Hang with us, the closer. 6-5. Wow, what a turn of events. Much like that top of the fourth crazy turn of events.
And you know what? Alex Cobb did his job.
Gosh, I'm hoping he gets to still do his job. Be nice to see him go back out. Taylor Ward had a ball earlier in this game he wished he could have played. When you get a chance to give back, you give back.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Left-hander who's seen his better days against a team that's got a bunch of right-handers.
Relax and watch High Heat with Christopher Russo, only on MLB Network.
The ballpark is better when we're all here together. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Join the team and help us all get back to doing what we love together.
The hardest hit home run of his career, 107 miles an hour, Taylor Ward. He just cares that it gave his team the lead. And a funny thing happens, 6th, 7th, 8th inning, you grab the lead, you immediately shift gears into counting outs. 9 outs to victory for the Halos, and it's fun to see the starter out there grabbing those outs with movement like that. 0-2.
Love seeing this. Joe Madden saying, you know what? And look at that look he's got going right now for Alex Cobb. Give him that opportunity.
A rare curveball seeking a swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Wearing that black hat, being the villain. Fraley with a grand slam home run in the 4th inning.
Ooh. Well, he thought he hit his spot. I think he hit his spot. Joe's screaming, that's not high. That's a 2-seamer with some running action. Upper part of the strike zone.
Part of the problem is, and Jose pointed it out earlier, Max Stassi's spoiling us. I mean, that first replay, it looked like it just ticked the top of the strike zone, but Max made it look so much better.
Going back with another fastball. Got him.
Stubborn.
I like it. He went 3 straight fastballs there. I mean, the best feeling in the world as a pitcher when you have a batter go, is that a strike? And we'd be screaming in the bench, well, why did you swing at it if it wasn't a strike? This is the fun things used to have. The talk in the dugout. That's some running action. 2-seamer.
Jared Kelenic now. Get me over curveball, strike 1. Went back to that breaking ball, 1-1 the count. Jared hitless in this series, hitless the last week and a half or so. Takes a splitter, stayed high, pitch number 92, and it's 3-1.
Gotta be careful in this pitch, even though Kelenic is struggling.
On the ground, you'll take it.
Good spot. Ground ball out. The ground ball machine to get the ground ball out.
Did you find that when you found aggressive hitters, especially in a hitter's count, those were sometimes your most prosperous ground ball counts?
And that's when you use your fastball. You can even use a BP fastball, and it means a batting practice speed fastball because they're reading it. They want to hit a fastball. They're struggling. They're going to be aggressive, and they're going to be out in front and hit the ball towards the end of the bat.
I remember watching you on occasion. You get to that 3-1. Hitters thinking, all right, RBI time, and you get double play.
I'll tell you what, he's feeling it now, Alex Cobb. You can look up at those numbers. That doesn't mean anything what has happened before this. I'm liking this right now. Finish it off right here. He just dropped his elbow just a little bit more and kept that pitch elevated.
He's dreaming of a strikeout, isn't he, folks?
He's going back to that 2-seamer. He's not going away from it. Looks like he's going back to it again.
Outside corner, that's strike 3. What a gutsy outing.
You know, these are the games you really relish as a pitcher. You give up 5, but you get a chance to get back and give the team an opportunity to win, and you can pick up a W also.
Tonight's 7th inning stretch is brought to you by Ford and the fully electric F-150 Lightning. Let's take a look at it.
Carbon waste is weighing down the world. All beds are different. They're made from wool and recycled materials. They're soft and breathable and light. Light on your feet and the planet. Reduce your carbon footprint.
Nerds! Have new money goals? NerdWallet can help you find the credit card to make them happen. Want to earn enough points for a weekend of fancy camping? We have options for that. Maybe have a better credit card than your older sister. We have comparison tools for that. Or find a card that lets you donate your cash back to food banks. We have tips for that too. From low rates to the best rewards, easily discover and compare the smartest credit cards. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
Inning stretch was brought to you by Ford Motor Company. Built Ford proud. Proud certainly to watch Alex Cobb kind of go, we talk so much about 1985. This is a 1985 pitching outing tonight.
I love this. A lot of times as a pitcher, when you cruise along, you have a shutout. That's always great, but it's when you battle back, your teammates disrespect you that much more. You give up 5 runs like you did in the 4th inning, and you look up, and now they're winning now 6-5 because he went out and put up some zeros after that with effectiveness too for Alex Cobb. I mean, wouldn't even be surprised if he's still in the game the way he threw the baseball since that point where he gave up the grand slam. Those games as a starter make you feel that much better. I'm telling you, they're the toughest ones to be able to go out and perform like this, but Alex Cobb was excellent tonight. Even though it's 5 earned runs, everything about that outing off the charts good.
He's kind of gone top step in conversation with his teammates, which makes me think that they've let him know his night is done. But I'd love it. I'd love it, Gooby, if it occurs that way. We told you Rios also was activated and selected. 27-year-old. Picked up from Tampa Bay organization, cash considerations. Yaxel Rios, AAA Durham is where he was working this year and working well, a .66 ERA, working the 9th inning in AAA for the Rays organization.
By the way, just going back on Alex Cobb, 5 strikeouts in the last 3 innings. He retired 11 in a row after the grand slam. That is a veteran slowing the game down, realizing you still got a chance if the offense comes back, and they did.
Jay up, shoots that one down the line into the corner. It goes up against the wall. He's got a chance. There's a couple of bags for Upton.
So that home run by Max Stassi was so huge in the 4th. Remember this, we said just get that 1 run back. Allows your opponent to think, uh-oh, they're not going away quietly, and the Angels respond right back. And now the lead and a chance to add on here with Shohei Ohtani off after a leadoff double by Justin Upton.
I am telling you, offenses really feed off the guy on the mound after a tough inning, Gooby. They really do. So, KU giving us a chance. We got to go out there and pick you up, especially when we initially thought about this back in the 4th inning. There was still a lot of game left, and there it is paying off right now so far. There it takes me back to 2004. Bartolo Colon had a 5 ERA for the Angels. He won 18 games. And there's plenty of games like this one where he just would not come out of the game after giving up a lot of runs early.
Well, the great ones like Dave Stewart, Jack Morris, they would have a tough beginning part of the game, and you look up, they're still in the game in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, and you pick up those W's.
Shohei drives that one to right. Run down out there by Haniger. Oh my goodness, he scalded that baseball.
Yeah, he did. Haniger doesn't get that. That might knock down the wall in right center. He is so much fun to watch swing the bat. Still good base running by Upton to be able to tag up. He knows he's going to score if Haniger doesn't catch this, but what a shot that was, and what a swing for Ohtani.
No, by the way, Gooby, this is the best we've seen Shohei swing the bat after starting a game tonight.
10 strikeouts yesterday, but very efficient as far as his pitch count. What, 76, 50 strikes.
He's hit a couple of rockets here tonight.
114 miles an hour on that out.
Those legs are strong, and so is those arms. Infield in here now.
0-1 the count to Anthony Rendon. Couple of singles. A 2-out RBI single. Came back in the 5th inning. Part of the team climbing out of that quicksand and breaking free, leading at 6-5. Oh, to grab another run.
You have the right guy up there. He just throws a lot of fastballs.
On the ground. That is an RBI.
That's great base running on contact. Upton scored easily on that ball. I mean, easily. Great read, and he's getting some high fives. Tags up on a fly ball by Ohtani and scores on the contact play on a ground ball to third. Just look at this read by him going quickly. That's right to the third baseman, and Seager knows I have no shot at home. That's a huge run. It's an out, but it's a run.
That was a careful escape slide. Justin anticipating the throw home until he touched the plate. He took nothing for granted. You saw how he slid away from the catcher, tried to reach back and touch home plate.
That's a former Gold Glove winner at third base with a strong throwing arm. He thought maybe he has a play on it, but it was such a good read by Upton. He scores easily. Boy, it's great base running that entire inning for Upton. Double to right field, tags up on Ohtani's shot to right, and scores on the contact play. The leadoff man, Justin Upton, scores a run.
I got it.
4th, 5th, 6th, 7th innings. The Halos have scrapped. They were down 5-1 in this game.
Something to be said when the bottom and the middle of the order produce, guys. It's no secret.
Overthrew a slider, 2-2. Steve Cishek will be the call. The 8th inning, those 3 outs will belong to him.
It's the battle in this game tonight after that really exciting game last night. We talked about it in the open. It's probably the best game of the year for the Halos. It wasn't a blowout. It was a tight, fun game. And Alex Cobb battles back after a 5-run 4th. Strikes out 5 in the next 3 innings.
Iglesias chases up and out of the zone, but boy, a huge add-on run for the Halos. Cishek is on. 6 total outs to get. That man started it.
My hair started to thin, and I took a pharmaceutical drug that caused severe side effects such as sexual dysfunction. Nutrafol is a drug-free, natural supplement that gave me my hair, my health, and my confidence back. Get growing at Nutrafol.com.
I was born to be the next big thing. No telling where I'm going, but I'll show you what I mean. Like, na 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 na. You see me moving, but they're never gonna catch me.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
outstanding in his work on the mound tonight, the right-hander. The first portion of the game was all about groundouts. 7 consecutive groundouts to start the night. The sinker was low, the splitter was heavy. Then he went to the strikeout game after allowing 5 runs in the 4th inning. It was a man's effort, and what I mean by that is he was knocked about in the 4th. There were some mistakes behind him. He walked the batter, he hit a batter. But in play like 1985 passion, which somehow we don't apply to the pitching a lot when we talk about it, that's exactly what that looked like tonight. He gives way to Cishek.
Yeah, I ran over to Mark Langston. I asked him the same thing. I said, Langer, those type of games give you more satisfaction when you battle. It's like a boxer. You get knocked down and around. You get right back up, and you start swinging. It's exactly what Alex Cobb did, and Langer said the same thing. Those games mean more than a shutout.
I love when you bring a little veteran, insights. You two guys reminiscing about doing what he did, because you guys had a lot of great outings in your career, but you also had human outings like those that you won.
And you get respect from your teammates, the everyday guys, because you're only out there once every 5 days. So when you go into a fight like that after you give up a grand slam, you're down 5-1, and you look up, you're still in there, and then the offense picks you up, and then you even pitch better as the game progresses.
Slider. Ground ball. David Fletcher in time for the out. So Cishek just has been so darn dependable, and we showed you the numbers a minute ago, but I mean, you're talking about now almost all of May into June now, and it's 12 consecutive appearances. It's 13 innings. It's not a single run, and I don't mean run and earned run. I mean not a single run. And opponents with a 178 on base percentage against him since May 10th. Crawford takes a pitch that's high. We brought up a subject earlier, Gooby, that I wanted to put a bow on, and I got reminded by Error 404 on Twitter. And I wanted to, as a short-term starting pitcher, only in the minors, but you did it so long in the majors. And it goes back to Shohei Ohtani. And you start as a pitcher, and your body feels the way it does after throwing 6 innings, having high stress as a pitcher. Then you'd be asked to hit. Talk about the things that you felt that next day that may affect hitting.
Yeah, your legs are usually pretty tough, and they're wobbly because you pitch, you drive towards the plate. You look at Shohei Ohtani, he uses that lower part of his body to drive, to be able to create that leverage for his fastball and his splitter, even his 2 breaking balls. And then your rib cage is sore because you're flying open on occasions, and your shoulder is sore after throwing the ball. So there's a lot of parts of your body that are not feeling great. Usually that's the day you go running, the day after you pitch, just to get just to everything going back to normal. And you just feel a little bit better after you do a run. But he's running around the bases with a home run. He's swinging the bat. That last at bat, 114 miles per hour exit velocity. It is so hard to swing the bat and do anything like that, competing against really good pitching after you pitch that night before. It's almost impossible to have those type of swings that he had here tonight.
Back to the screen it goes. Thank you for reminding us. I love Twitter handles. I wish there was a name somewhere on here, but Error 404, also known as Shaggy Lord of War.
Yes.
Reminded us to get back to that subject. But I'm glad we got back there, because I was curious. We all, if you pitched at any level, right? I mean, even if you're listening out there and you were a high school pitcher and you threw 6 innings in a game, you didn't feel great. All of you can think about that, but then you're dealing with hitting the next day.
And it's a tight game like that. It wasn't like you were relaxed, you had a 10-0 lead to deal with. No, it was a tight game. So every pitch was so important. So to be able to go back out and in the first pitch you see the next day, you homer. It's, we just said it last night, he's cool. It's just cool that
he is
the
cool.
things he's doing. Yes.
He is cool. Doesn't get enough cred for that head of hair either, by the way.
That makes him super cool.
I mean, that's big league hair. That one is high, 3-2 the count.
This guy is a tough at bat. Crawford is locked in. You're just hoping that somehow he's out in front and towards the end of the bat hits a ground ball at one of your infielders, because he's not chasing.
Into left center field. Upton is tracking. Justin still going. Can't make the play. Well, he managed to take out a defense and almost had him played perfectly. They had him swung around to going the other way, but Lagares just couldn't get there, nor could Justin.
I'm going to say that's just a good bat, a good swing again for Crawford. Boy, has he put some good swings against the Angels this year, and he stayed back, and he's driving that ball left center. I thought that ball had a chance of maybe working its way back to Justin Upton. But that's just a good swing.
Haniger takes strike one.
That's now his 10th hit in 20 at-bats against the Angels this year for Crawford.
And there's a little bit more slug in his game now. A little bit more muscle in what he's able to do with the baseball. Slider just over the inside corner.
Although I don't want to throw that slider in that spot. Now with 2 strikes, you got to try to get him a chase.
Now a quick word from our good friends with Jack in the Box.
Everything's better with cheddar, like my new 2 for $5 cheddar biscuit breakfast sandwiches with cheddar baked right in.
They're trying to get on the same tracks here with their train as it pertains to the number on the grid on the card. Now they're ready. One and two the count. It's that flatten out fastball that has been effective. You've been telling us about that all month long.
It's not easy to get that fastball to rise up in the strike zone from that arm angle.
And he goes with the slider. Right under the glove and into left field. Runners on first and third. One out. It's an error on the shortstop, Iglesias.
I think Jose didn't realize he had a little more time on that one. Hanger had a tough time getting out of the batter's box. And he looked up and didn't get that baseball into the glove.
Tony Watson, who was so key in last night's tight victory, he gets the call for the bullpen. The veteran left-hander follows up the veteran right-hander. 7-5. Biting those nails now, though.
My hair started to thin, and I took a pharmaceutical drug that caused severe side effects such as sexual dysfunction. Nutrafol is a drug-free natural supplement that gave me my hair, my health, and my confidence back. Get growing at Nutrafol.com.
A lot can happen with a simple tell your story. Get people excited to get connected, to share, and sell anywhere, and start making a different future. Start different at GoDaddy.com.
How the Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have a
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
Just get out and vote. Push your Angels to the top this summer with the 2021 Google MLB All-Star Ballot. Vote daily at MLB.com/vote and on Google by searching for your favorite players to send them to Colorado. Gotta vote. Make your vote count. It's your duty as an American. Kyle Seager deals with Tony Watson, and oh, Tony was good last night. I mean, in just a clean inning, right behind Shohei Ohtani. And he's good to start things. And we'll be honest with you, Tony, we didn't want to see you. You were great, but everyone still wanted Shohei out there. Tony did his job, and boy, did he do it well.
Yeah, and he's a guy that can get a ground ball, double play. He'd love to get one right now.
Veteran member of that bullpen. Slider stayed up, but the count is 0-2. Tony's inherited a couple of runners here. We told you about that nice run that Iglesias is on, closer, who inherited a bases loaded situation and got out of it last night with nobody out, by the way.
Yeah, Seager's rolling into 2 double plays this year.
Max keeps it there.
It gives you a lot of confidence as a pitcher that you could try to get a hitter to chase when you see a catcher going that far to keep that baseball in front of you and no runners moving.
This is where Tony's been strong. He has come out of the bullpen inheriting 13 runners. There are the 2 he's dealing with now. Only one of those runners have scored. Swing and a miss. Down goes Seager. What a huge second out, because you were calling for the double play. You certainly were hoping, but a strikeout's next best.
That's a good white bat breaking ball from Tony Watson. It's more of a throw over just to let him know he's paying attention to him.
Back to the screen, 0-1 the count.
That was a pretty good swing. There's a fastball up. France, very good on elevated pitches.
The lowest contact rate against Tony in his career in a single season. He's missing more bats than he ever has.
Went right back upstairs again.
Though he's down on strikes thrown, he's down on first pitch strikes. He's been uber effective. Ahead here, 0-2. Little roller right side. Big shift was on. Oh my goodness.
What a play.
To Watson, got him.
That is an incredible play by Jarrett Walsh, and the presence of mind for Tony Watson to get over the base. What a play that was. Potential game saver, the range, and then the flip. Elementary, my dear Watson.
Yes, I knew it was coming.
The ballpark is better when we're all here together. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Join the team and help us all get back to doing what we love together.
How the Angels Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
Arco top tier plays the long ball from these Halos. Played a big role in this game tonight.
Shohei, first pitch swinging. This is a huge home run for Max Stassi, dead center field. Getting him right back in the game, and then Taylor Ward giving the Halos a lead. 2-run home run. Went down and got a slider over the wall. Doing it right over there, son.
I promised when I came back, after having this layoff that was longer than a generation from getting the opportunity to call games, that I wasn't into the nicknames anymore and all that stuff. And forget it. I love it. It's so much part of the game and so much fun. No, I actually was laying out for the elementary, my dear Watson. That's, folks, why I got so excited as Will Vest comes in. That's become one of my favorites. And you have to pitch well to get it. And Gooby doesn't have the nicknames for everyone. He did drop on a night he didn't pitch, by the way, he did, folks, drop a heen dog into the broadcast because it's his birthday.
Yes.
First player ever with a home run the day after striking out 10. It's never happened in the history of the game. Stassi, it's just great to have him back. I mean, his bat, next level returning. I mean, even he was swinging it well when healthy prior to this, but just next level.
I just love that back up the middle. This home run to center field. A line drive out that Seager made a nice play at third, and then right back up the middle again with another swing.
Uptown Funk's a good one. It's a good one. I like that one. Here's Jared Walsh.
What a great defensive play by Walsh. Wow.
That had all kinds of bad hop, bad break, bad flip.
Spin on it, and he caught that baseball behind him. And still spins around, and Watson was at first base. A lot of times you become a spectator as a pitcher on that one.
I'm told we may be able to see it again.
Rumor has it?
Rumor has it. Bolt, right center field. Down and up against the wall. Stassi out front. Into second with the double. The replay will have to hold off because we got to see this.
I want to see the exit velocity of that one. That was a rocket by Walsh. That's two really good at-bats in a row for Walsh. All-speed pitch. And he lines this one. What balance he had on that one and threw the baseball, kept his head down, and a liner. .112 miles per hour exit velocity by Walsh. Those add-on runs, huge here.
Makes the great play. Then pitches in the double. 3 outs to get. You'd love a few more runs.
It's a good swing. Good approach. You're looking for a pitch elevated, hit in the air. A good swing for Lagares.
Double. Fly to right. Fly to left. Remember, When he flied to left, I mean he flied to left. Starting to get more comfortable in the box. He's got 2 RBIs waiting on him right now. Talk about squaring the baseball up twice with Max and then Walsh back to back. That's what we've talked about with Jared. That's why especially you like to watch the game quite a bit. And you know a guy has, you know, a 200 batting average over the last 3 weeks. Look a little deeper, please. I mean, because I'll tell you that you have a hitter in Walsh who over the last 3 weeks is slugging .580. You'll take that guy.
Example A, that swing he just had.
And you brought up something yesterday. You did a deep dive on some of the advanced metrics, Fangraphs metrics, and Baseball Reference. Still pretty early in the season to, lift them up as high as we will at middle or the end of the year. But you had Walsh defensively in a real positive spot. Still early, but boy, that's good to see. Fights that off. There are those 2 RBIs for Lagares. Add-on run for the Angels. Oh, how good does that feel, Juan?
I love his energy. You know he can save some runs with his glove, but drives in 2 with that liner the other way. I love when he gets down there, a big base hit, the kind of energy he tries to bring his teammates together on that one. Just a good swing. He was looking for something the entire at bat to try to hit in the air. You can see changing his approach. He hits a lot of ground balls and line drives. He's trying to lift something and gets the job done, driving in 2. Remember, this was a 5-1 game. Seattle up 5-1. It's now 9-5.
This man pitched in big time. Singleton scored in the 5th inning. 2-run homer in the 6th. Inside, 1-1 the count. It's that climb back to 500, isn't it, fans? When you fall below and you don't want to be there and you don't like being there, you slowly have to climb back.
You just got to keep fighting every day, every inning, every at bat, every pitch, every play in the field. I know it's cliche, but you have to keep fighting to get to where you want to be in this game.
And I'm not speaking for Joe Madden or the organization. I'm speaking for us fans when I say they're just a different feel when your club gets back to that even mark, when they've had a tough start.
And just right around the corner, the best player in the game is going to be back on your team. That's what you got to do, is fight to get to that spot, and then you bring the best player in the game back into your everyday lineup, and everything changes.
Chases a fastball down and away. Ward comes up empty that time. Strikeout, single, and a homer on his resume tonight. And here's Fletch.
With a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, perfect spot for a pitcher. Tough one to make contact as a hitter, even though he was just trying to go the other way, unable to make contact on that one for Ward.
Up. Breaking ball, strike 1 to David. Sounds like Alex Claudio may throw the lockdown inning with the team up 4. Fletch, base hit, left field. David, couple of really firm at bats tonight. 5th inning, unfortunately, it took out the starting pitcher.
I'm still giving him a hit on that one.
That was kind of hard to figure, but this one, you've got to give a hit. Signaled into left field. Time now for a quick word from Kia.
Experience Kia's tough and ready lineup of all-wheel drive SUVs.
Woodworth continues his conversation. Chat over, chance for Justin Upton.
It's good to see how nice the ball really is coming off of the bat of David Fletcher lately. Joe Madden himself involved in a little one-on-one session with David Fletcher yesterday. A little early BP session. Talking about some weight transfers.
Upton pops it foul up over our head. Tell me more, Jose, real quickly. Expound upon the BP.
You can see Joe, they had a quick fire drill yesterday. They put a ball, or the machine with smaller baseballs, 33 feet away, just fire away. And it goes out there, matches up what would be the equivalent of 96 miles an hour. So you got to be ready. And Joe expanded a little bit on Fletch.
Jay up.
Wow.
That one is down. It will roll all the way toward that wall. One Angel scoring. Here comes Fletch to score. And Justin Upton gets it done.
Boy, has he really come through in these last two at bats. Double down the right field line. His great base running gave that added run last inning. And now he drives in two with another double. It's two doubles in a row, going double-double for Justin. Uptown Funk on that one.
Yes.
That's that breaking ball again. He stays back on a breaking ball so well.
Call to the bullpen has been made. When we come back, Shohei Ohtani with the chance to swing the bat. Love the Uptown Funk, by the way.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
For 25 years,
nice throw.
Major League Baseball and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America
That's beautiful.
have teamed up to guide kids through the first tries.
It's all good, Aaron.
The curveballs.
There you go.
And the big dreams, setting them up to make great plays on and off the field, celebrating 25 years of building brighter futures together.
Opportunity for Shohei to deal with the left-hander. And obviously, when you think about Ohtani and you think about a left-hander, you think about what he did in his first at-bat against Kikuchi. And lefty on lefty, his old countryman, this.
That's the first pitch, 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Exit velocity 112.5, third hardest home run hit. Exit velocity-wise by Shohei Ohtani.
Michigander Misevich went to East Lansing and worked collegiately. He deals with the powerful slugger who was climbing up that list.
He was looking first pitch fastball, got a breaking ball instead. Good take on that slider off the plate.
Slider beat him second at bat, and actually his third at bat, but it was a right-handed slider. That's tough. I mean, late break. A lot of depth to it. 1-2 the count.
He'll throw a curveball and a slider. His fastball's pretty firm too at 92 to 95.
Down 5-1, leading 11-5 now. Two and two the count. We talk about all that recovery for Ohtani and what goes into it as a starting pitcher. Well, we'll wait and see when he gets a day. You know, is that day tomorrow? Is it something like that? It's probably up to the young pitcher meets slugger. I don't know if I'm homering. I don't know if I want a day off. Ohtani takes outside. That homer in the first inning, he had gone 7 games. Now he spoils us because a lot of mere mortals go through this. Rendon awaits his chance. But Ohtani had gone 7 games without an extra base hit.
Well, he's hit some baseballs hard though of late too.
For sure.
Yeah.
Fights off a breaking ball. Down and left. Oh, he's flying. Takes the turn. Heading to second. Shohei with the double.
He goes, I'm going to have 2 extra base hits in this game now. Give him 31 on the season. What a swing that was on a very tough pitch.
He needs some of these. Not everything has to be hit 115 miles an hour. He needs some of these, Gooby.
That's a breaking ball on the inside part of the plate, off the plate, stayed back, goes inside out, and it's watching him run. Taylor Trammell did everything right in left field, and yet you see Shohei just turning on the afterburners and cruises in for a double. Gets to that baseball, and he's in second base before you even know it. Oh, by the way, he did strike out 10 last night.
He did.
Just to remind everybody.
And as soon as we know when he's starting again, we'll tell you. In all likelihood on the road. You ready, Phoenix? He's coming.
Yes.
Pitch is high. 1-0 the count.
How about the balance in this lineup today? Now the hitters with 2 RBIs. 5 in the game for the Halos.
Seven Angels with a pair of hits. Three and 0 the count on Rendon. RBI ground out in the 7th inning. A pair of singles, another RBI on that line score. And the count is 3-2. You don't want to lose too much track of the fact that starting pitching on these last 12 games, should they win, they'll be 8-4 in their last 12. It's really been about more dependable starting pitching. I mean, you have to score 12, that's fun, but if Alex Cobb caves, doesn't go deep in this game, and All of his mates have pitched in what Ohtani did last night. We've had a lot of good starts the Angels had in a row. At least most of them.
And some length in these games from the starters.
Sandoval will start tomorrow. It feels like for Patrick, it's a chance for him to maybe grab a spot and not turn loose of it.
No, the stuff is there. Getting more trust in Joe Madden, allow him to go a little bit deeper, throw a few more pitches in a game. These are the opportunities as a young pitcher you got to seize and make sure that there's always that conversation. I want him in my rotation.
Well, we all hope it, and so there's some optimism in what I'm about to share, but you just feel a good 2 or 3 weeks coming on from this man. And if anything's an indication, that 5th inning, 2-out RBI, when he was dealing with high velocity, it was no match for him.
No.
Inside, then there's that. There's a walk.
Going back to my Hyundai key for the game today, I think it's appropriate with the way this offense got it rolling. Can't hold us. You might have thought you had be in good position to be up 5-1. No. Dropped a 11 on them since that point, make it a 12-5. 5 hitters in the lineup with 2 RBIs. 3 home runs tonight for the Halos, but some great at bats, especially a lot of that middle of the field, other way approaches.
0-1 the count on Iglesias. 0 for 4 tonight with an error in the field. It's good to have him back. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Down May the 25th. He's been a better hitter at home this year. On base of 364, slugging over 475. As he rolls that one foul. Thrift Shop, that's a good song by Macklemore.
Yes.
Probably not applicable as a key to the game.
It's a great song, though.
I get me a puffy coat there, though, if you stop by one. The 0-2 chases a fastball up and away. Iglesias, the 9th man in red to hit, and here's Max Stassi, who started it all with the single.
Went upstairs sometimes, especially when you come back and you're on the IL for a while, and catching up to a high fastball, even though it looks good, it's tough to catch up to. 4 punch-outs in the game for Iglesias.
Hey, you grab yourself some Pepto-Bismol, take a little bit, but then you look on the scoreboard and you realize, hey, it wasn't my night, but it was my team's.
Yeah, it's team. It's all about the team effort. It's continue to play good baseball, carry that momentum from a very good clutch win last night. I saw Iglesias, what a job he did closing that one out. 6 outs. High leverage. Carried it in today.
And by the way, for Jose, sorry to interrupt you. He did have the miscue, but also in an active infield night, you know, had the 5-6 assists as well. So he'll be back to fight it short tomorrow, and his team will win. This guy's been a dude, Stassi. Work behind the plate with Cobb. You get your pitcher, your starter, competitive like you were, and a little bit of counselor that goes into trying to massage the mindset. All right, let's keep fighting. Let's move past that.
Well,
Catcher plays a big role in that.
You go to his game plan. A lot of pitches low with part of the strike zone early, and then as the game progressed, he was upstairs with his two-seam fastball, getting a lot of swing and misses. So he was reading the hitters, and that's what you want to see. You just look at their feet sometimes and read what they're trying to do, and then you just change something up.
Couple of runners out there in front of Max. You talk about the impact he has on a game and then the impact you have on those around you. There's a young catcher for Arizona. Pac-12 freshman player of the year this year. Talented catcher. Will be drafted very soon when he's eligible. He says that man is the man who works with him in the offseason. It's Max who has time for him in his hometown up there in Northern California. That's on the outside corner. That's strike three. Max will go back to work now and try to take his team to the finish line behind the plate. What a turn of events tonight.
The ballpark is better when we're all here together. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Join the team and help us all get back to doing what we love together.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Join us Saturday, August 14th for the 11th annual Angels Baseball Foundation 5K run. Presented by Lexus. Registered runners will receive commemorative race shirt, finisher medal. Sign up for the race at angels.com/5K.
Can't wait to see you running that one.
Looking forward to it. Alex Claudio, he wants to get his team running off this field and enjoying a post game together. A 5 ERA, just a tick below this year. There have been some big outs, some big moments. More than anything, 25 appearances. He has been durable. Joe likes to call his number. And won the count. Keen Wong is in left field now.
Yeah, if you're on Joe Madden's team, you got to bring a number of different gloves.
Buried that pitch in. He'll also, if you think you got him figured out, unveil that changeup left on left, and the hitters don't like it at all.
the way, great job by Tony Watson to get through that last inning.
2 days in a row.
Clutch moments.
15 inherited runners this year. Only 1 has scored. It's crazy. Jamel comes up empty. Claudio, big breaking ball. Strike 3. 2 outs to get. Pitched 2 innings, gave up a run a couple of days ago. He's alternated his last half-dozen outings or so in which he has been scored upon. He'd like to reel off a bunch with zeros. On the ground, Fletch is the man for the job. 1 out to an Angels victory. Standing in the way is the young, talented prospect Jared Kelenic, whose struggles here in the major leagues continue. Breaking ball is low to Jared. Continues to certainly earn his paycheck in center field defensively. One and one the count.
Run that little 2-seamer underneath the hand, and he can also throw his changeup to a left-handed batter.
Threw him, I believe, one of those the other night. We talked about it. Welcome to the big leagues. That's tough.
It's the adjustment to those secondary pitches in fastball counts. Always tough for a young hitter.
85 miles an hour. This crowd will join us in pushing the Angels to the victory. He did not go around. Trying to end this game in a 10-pitch inning.
Yeah, he was able to hold up on that one.
For the Halos. They were down 5-1 and it didn't look bright and sunny. Oh, it's shining bright. That Halo is tonight. A 12-5 come from behind victory.
Great job by Max Stassi behind the plate, but that home run got the offense going. Juan Lagares, a big game, a couple big swings for him, 2 RBIs. Anthony Rendon, a couple RBIs. Shohei Ohtani with a home run in the first inning, another double. 5 different Halos with 2 RBIs in the game. Some solid swings. Fletch doing Fletch type things. Jared Walsh, 2 great swings and an outstanding defensive play. Really a key play in the game for me was that defensive play by Jared Walsh.
Hey, by the way, our Toyota players, plural, of the game. The long balls, 12 runs. Shohei and his mates, 7 Angel starters had 2 or more hits. Max obviously continuing his hot run off the injured list. This was key. It gave the Angels the lead, and they never, ever looked back. Matter of fact, they ended up blowing out Seattle. Just a stunning night tonight when it felt a little bit frustrating, down 5-1. Ward with a big hit. Max Stassi was incredibly important with his work behind the plate, working with Cobb, who hit the wall just a bit, and obviously his work as a catcher and a hitter, as the hits continue to come for Max Stassi. Really fun to watch him work tonight behind the plate. Jose's got him. Guys, let's talk.
Hey, Max, how proud are you of this offense, piecing it together down 5-1 and then putting together some very good at-bats throughout the night?
Oh, I thought it was awesome. You know, we, all 9 guys, contributed tonight, and, that was a blast. You know, we're never out of it and always out there competing.
All that because the guy on the mound really competed after 1 tough inning, 6 outstanding innings. Alex Cobb, how much fun was it to catch him?
Oh, it was a blast. You know, it's always fun catching Cobber, 3-pitch mix, and he had some really good stuff tonight.
Tell me about his intensity. It seems like things kind of picked up there towards the end where he really wanted to go out there and at least stretch it out and save that bullpen too.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he's an ultimate competitor. You know, he's locked in out there. He wants to give this team the best chance to win, and he was outstanding.
Catchers, always the most important thing, communication, framing, blocking, things like that, and communicating with those pitchers. But to contribute on the offensive side like you did tonight, how meaningful is that for you?
Yeah, it's really meaningful. You know, you always want to contribute on both sides of the ball, and your number one priority is to take care of the staff, but, whenever you sneak some knocks out there, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Kind of game that could provoke some momentum going forward, knowing that you're never out of a game?
No, absolutely. We're never out of it. This offense is deadly, and our pitching staff's doing a phenomenal job, and, excited for these upcoming games.
Outstanding job. Thank you so much, Max.
Thank you.
Angels Live. After this, yes, Patrick O'Neill. Follow the leader. Gooby, Darren, yes, all started with Shohei getting it done. Truly effort defensively. Everybody contributes. Yeah, 1 grand slam was not going to beat the Angels because Ward in front of his parents. The fans push at the Angels. Stay tuned because we're going to break it all down on Angels Live right after this. Get your gloves ready.